All right, Shalom, Yasha Allah. Back with another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakam. I'm with the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible who rule well. And a double shalom to all the Siakim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. You know? And I was able to get up today through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Yahweh, that's who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son, that's who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I'm just going to get into a Lord willing edifying lesson today on. You will be hated for preaching this truth. I'm going to say it again. You will be hated for preaching this truth. So without further ado, I'm going to dive into it, grab my first precept, and Lord willing, the elect of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, are edified. All right. This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's a question. And to answer that question is yes. You see? And it's bad enough that these other nations are our enemy and that they come up against us. But we also got to worry about 2/3 of our own people, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, also becoming our enemy. You see, 2/3 of our own people, they also come up against us. Why? Because we tell them the truth according to the Bible. And you would think, after being oh so long without the truth as a nation of people, not having no understanding of what's going on, you would think that our people would be excited. They would be happy that we finally got truth. You would think that they would be glad to find out that they are the chosen people of the Bible, the Hebrew Israelites. You would think that our people would be happy at the fact that Yahweh Shema Shah only loves them and that salvation is only for them. You would think that our people would be happy to find out that all these other nations are going to get paid back for everything they have done to us and go into slavery under us. But they're not happy. 2/3 of our people, they become our enemy. You see, they hate us. They come up against us from telling them the truth according to the Bible. You see? So yes, you make enemies when you teach the truth, when you tell the truth, especially according to the Bible. So I'm going to grab my next precept. And again, Lord willing, the elect of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, are edified. All right, this is St. Luke chapter 6, verse 22. And this is red letter. This is Lord Yahweh speaking, who the word they call Jesus. This is St. Luke chapter 6, verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you. That's right. And that word blessed means happy. So happy when men start hating you. You see, because 2/3 of our own people, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, they hate the men of the Lord. They hate the prophets. Why? Because we tell them the truth according to the Bible. When we tell our people that they can't eat shrimp, pork, crab, lobster, when we tell our people they can't mar their beards and make baldness upon their head, when we tell our people they can't worship these false gods who are no gods, celebrate these pagan holidays, commit adultery, indulge in sodomy, defile their temple by smoking weed, cigarettes, black and miles, and so forth and so on, 2/3 of our own people, they start to come up against us. You see, they start hating us. Why? Because we telling them things that they don't want to hear. So when your own people start hating you, bless, be happy, because it's supposed to be like that. It reads on. And when they shall separate you from their company, that's right, meaning your own people don't want to be around you no more. They don't want to kick it with you no more. Because when you come into the shoe, that's what's going to happen. They're going to separate you from their company. It reads on. And shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. That's right. They're going to start calling you all type of bad names, lying on you, calling you rapists, saying things that ain't true. Verse 23, it says, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. Behold, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. That's right. So when all these things start happening to you, your own people start coming up against you, and so forth and so on, be glad, rejoicing in that day. Because what? Lord willing, if we're the elect number, our reward is great in heaven. To where we'll be sitting on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So rejoicing that day when these things start happening. It says, for in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. That's right. So the same way our forefathers came up against the true men of the Lord back then, is the same way they're supposed to come up against us now. You see? They're supposed to hate on us, and do all these things to us. So be glad when these things start happening. All right. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. That's right. And rebuke is a form of correction. It's just harsher. So the prophets, the men of the Lord, when we go out into the streets and we try to teach and correct our people with the words of Yahweh Shema Shah on what's right and what's wrong, two-thirds of our people, again, they start coming up against us. They get mad. Why? Because they want to continue in their wickedness. They want to continue doing what pleases them. You see? So when we tell a lot of people the truth according to the Bible and we try to correct them, they come up against us. They hate on us from telling them the truth because they don't want the truth at the end of the day. It reads on, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. That's right. No, and abhor means to avoid. You see, so we can be out there preaching on the streets, and two-thirds of our people, they'll see us from a mile away. And instead of walking past us, trying to hear this word, they'll cross the street and go the opposite way. You see, because they don't want to hear us speak uprightly. They don't want to hear us tell the truth because they don't want the truth. And that's why they hate us, because we tell the truth. You see? So when you come and you start picking up this Bible, you start finding out who you are, you start trying to tell your people who they are, try to give them the truth according to the Bible. Don't be surprised when your own people start coming up against you. Don't be surprised when they start hating on you because you tell them the truth. When you telling them the things that they don't want to hear. Don't be surprised. Precept. This is St. John chapter 17, verse 14. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them. That's right. So certain men, which is the elect, they've been given the word, the understanding of this knowledge. It said in the world, which is two-thirds of our people, they have hated us. It says, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. That's right. So just like Lord Yahweh Shah is not of the world, is the same way we're not of the world of two-thirds of our people. Why? Because we've been given a word, this knowledge. And that's what separates us from the world of two-thirds of our people. And that's exactly why they hate us. Because we got something that they don't have, which is this knowledge, which is this understanding. You see, so two-thirds of our people, they hate us because we're not a part of them. but because we're of Lord Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. So I'm gonna grab my precept and I'm gonna close out. Oh, bear with me, Akim. Mm-hmm. All right, this is St. John chapter 15, verse 18. It says, if you were, Salakia, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. That's right. And the world, 2/3 of our people, they do hate us, right along with these other nations. But we got to remember that if 2/3 of our own people hate us, then we know that 2/3 of our people also hated Lord Yahushua before they hated us. And 2/3 of people, they hated Lord Yahushua with a strong hatred. That's why they gave him up to the Romans to be crucified. Verse 19. It reads on, if you were of the world, of 2/3 of our people, the world will love its own. That's right. So who was of 2/3 of our people? Doing what they were doing, gang banging, selling drugs, smoking weed, cigarettes, black and mild, defiling our temple, meaning our body, committing adultery, indulging sodomy. If we were doing what 2/3 of our people were doing, 2/3 of our people, they would love us. You see, they'd be down with us. It says, but because ye are not of the world, because we're not of 2/3 of our people, because we're not doing what they're doing, it says, but I have chosen you out of the world. The Lord has made us separate from 2/3 of our people. By what? By giving us this knowledge to understand His word. You see, having to understand His word is what makes us separate from 2/3 of our people. It says, therefore, the world hateth you. That's right. 2/3 of our people, they hate us. Because we have this knowledge, this word. And that's what separates us from 2/3 of our people. And that's exactly why they hate us. Because we got something that they don't have. The truth. Lord Yahushua. You see? So when you get this truth and you start telling your people the truth, they're going to hate you. They will come against you. So again, don't be surprised when your own people start hating on you because you're telling the truth. So that's my lesson. Lord willing, the elect of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino, and the Americans, were edified. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Karkodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and who rule well. And a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. Till next time, shalom, Kwam Yashala.